first daughter, Ivanka Trump, is having a bit of a sad. Apparently, she is not happy about being investigated. Having to go and do a deposition in a case that talks about the Trump family possibly conspiring to profit personally off Trump's inauguration. So now this is one of the many investigations that are going on with the Trump family. And so here's what she said on Twitter. This week, I spent 5+ hours in a deposition with the Democratic DC's AG officer, where they questioned the rates charged by the Trump hotel at the inauguration. This inquiry is another politically motivated demonstration of vindictiveness and waste of taxpayer dollars. Privileged daughter is having a sad. Nice. Anyway, so now at issue here are the rates the Trump hotel had charged. And of course, the fact that the president is not divested from these interests from the Trump organization, meaning he personally profits from this. So now she said that the rates for the Trump hotel were set at fair market rates. Is that true? Survey says that's a lie. Of course. According to a report by the watchdog group Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, the Trump hotel charged almost 6 times the current average cost for most basic rooms available in the hotel and 8 times the current average cost for higher tiered rooms during the inauguration. Now, look, we know hotels, when there's an event going on, they tend to increase their rates, of course. But they increased it by 6 times. Jesus. That's a lot. So now, the other thing about this is her complaining that, I can't believe you would waste so much taxpayer money investigating me for my shady ass practices. Well, okay, she wasn't concerned whenever her daddy would, do the same thing, do his bullshit fishing expeditions or his personal golfing trips to his own resorts, and would charge money towards, or I should say from Secret Service. In fact, they would get charged on average hundreds of dollars a night, anywhere from $650 on, which again, that is paid for by taxpayers. And by the way, it's not even like a few rounds like other presidents have done. You remember back when Obama was president? Obama always golfing. Look at the golf trips. He's wasting so much taxpayer money going out golfing. He's always golfing. Okay, well, how many times did President Donald Trump golf in his first 4 years?
Tighten up my meat. Well,
292 days of golf. And it came out to an estimated $142 million. So now let's compare it to Obama, right? Obama actually played 333 rounds of golf, but he did so in a total of 8 years and actually spent significantly less taxpayer money to do it. Huh, weird. Yeah, it's almost as if the Trump family loves wasting taxpayer money as long as they get some sort of benefit for it. It's weird. But of course, any money used to investigate your massive waste, well, then suddenly you care a whole lot about taxpayer money. Isn't that weird? A little odd, a little strange. That probe, by the way, also looked at whether or not the president had violated the Emoluments clause, which prohibits, of course, the president from getting money from foreign governments. In fact, according to the filings, the D.C. Attorney General's office began in part after claims were leveled by former friend to Ivanka Trump, not Ivanka, but Melania Trump, Stephanie Winston Wolkoff, who also, by the way, is profiting very handily from book sales, or probably will. But here's the thing. I would be very surprised if they did not pocket a lot of cash from foreign governments as well as taxpayer money. Like, I would be very surprised. But look, they can't help themselves. This entire family is corrupt to the core. Okay, far beyond the normal, average Washington level corruption. But even with the Trumps, I guess it's go big or go home, including the corruption, especially when it comes to the corruption. Now, social media, not feeling her pain. In fact, here's some responses, and I love them. Quote, your entire existence is a waste of taxpayer dollars. Another person asks, so it's perfectly principled for your father to launch dozens of hollow lawsuits questioning the honesty of the election that he lost miserably, which, are not paid for by the taxpayers, are actually paying for by the Republicans, by Republican donors. So the Trump campaign is soliciting all these donations. And by the way, these donations that they're getting from a lot of Republicans are actually not going to these lawsuits and not going to the $20,000 a day paid for by Rudy, or paid to, keep Rudy Giuliani on as their lawyer. But like, it's going to paying down his campaign debt and going to the RNC. So I don't even know where the money is coming from at this point. Okay. But nonetheless, it's certainly, hopefully not taxpayer money. That'd be even more ridiculous. But look, going back to the quote here, they said it is not legitimate to investigate your role in overpriced services by the hotel he should have relinquished the lease on. I mean, that's a good point. It's a really good point. All right, well, there's more. Brown-Eyed Susan says, whiny little baby, you stole the funds from children with cancer. Just shut up. Where's the lie? Totally agree. That's why, of course, in New York, the Trumps are no longer allowed to operate a charity. Because they steal. This family is the biggest bunch of grifters I've ever seen get into power. It's amazing. But as I said, go big or go home. Miss Betty Bowers says, hey, Grifter Barbie. I love that name. Using inauguration money to line your own pockets is bad, even at market rates, but lying about it under oath is even worse. And Michael Drake adds, self-dealing in the fair market rate is still self-dealing. I think by now we have already established the fact that Ivanka Trump is basically her dad. Now, she pretends to be smart. She pretends to be pretty. But really, she's dumb, vindictive, and just as whiny as he is. Sad. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.